Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation. In Christ, I greet you and I bring glad tidings. We never even start. House of Gold, don't they send me money gone? Hey, House of Gold, God bless you, my sister. On TikTok, remember to follow my gifters. Follow my gifters on TikTok. Follow my top gifters. Big shout out to House of Gold. House of Gold is my first gifter today. Adebayo is my number 2 gifter. Guys, follow my gifter. Share the video. We're about to talk about something that I consider quite important. So I'm going to bring Ada Blessing live. How is my audio? Guys, I switched the mics today. The TikTok mic, the Instagram mic is now on Facebook, and the Facebook mic is now on Instagram. Ada, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
What's wrong? What happened to your mouth?
I was yawning.
How can you hear me clearly, or am I breaking?
No, you're not breaking. You're good.
Okay, so the mics are working. Let me just make them look nicer. You can see the lights flashing. So, see what I am doing to get you guys. Thank you, YouTube people, for telling me the audio is great on YouTube. TikTok people, remember, I have a deadline of 50 money guns, and we're going to do it this night. My gifters are going to be hyped. Remember, the trick is follow my top gifter. Follow my gifters. Big shout out to all my gifters. We're working on the audio so that we can have a seamless audio system across all platforms so you guys can understand. Now, there was a story that broke earlier on, and Ada and I talked about it. And this particular story is about a man who fathered how many children? 500 children. Let me read the story to you guys. The guy na regular donor of in release. I don't want to use all these words because you'll be amazed that all these social networks, they don't like all these kind of things. I don't know what's wrong with them. And ever since I have been how do I say it? Ever since I've been monitoring what I say on Instagram, my page has not been shadow banned. So guys, help me, especially Instagram. Instagram is where the madness is plenty. So let us start first of all with the story about the man. We're not going to take too much of your time today, unless of course you want us to take your time. And I know people like these kind of things. So the first story happened, I just sent Ada this story earlier on today. Release donor, man, where they donating release. Fathered 550 children worldwide. A Dutchman suspected of fathering more than 550 children through release donation has been ordered to stop. The man, Jonathan, who is 41, could be fined more than £88,000, that's about 100,000 euro, if he tries to donate again. Dutch clinical guidelines state that a donor should not father more than 25 children in 12 families. But the judge said Jonathan had deliberately misinformed prospective parents, helping produce between 550 and 600 children since he began donating in 2007. So this sparked a lot of conversations, especially the conversation Ada and I first had. Okay, so people say women and men are equal. How can a woman father 550 children? So me, I was on the side that women cannot father 550 children. 550 is a lot. Then Ada now said no, that women actually sell their eggs. I said, sell their eggs, okay? That they cannot sell more than 6 times in their lifetime. Oh. Anything more than 6 times, you will mess your whole hormones up, and you deal with a lot of issues in the future. Now Ada enter my DM, begin share some gist with me. So over to you, Ada. Let us discuss this.
So, hello everyone. Hi, Daddy Freeze. A woman cannot sell up to 550 eggs, but for a fact I know is they produce or they give out over six, as you initially claimed. Because I mean, I never wanted to share this story, but well, this girl back then, I'm not gonna say where because who knows, she might be watching. Back then, I was approached by a certain lady who told me that she was into that business of selling eggs. Oh
As in
yeah,
crate of egg or human egg?
human, a woman's egg. Yeah, I sent you a story now. It's even on the Punch newspaper. It's everywhere. It's in the news. You can Google it. Put it to Google. It's online. So they run it. It's illegal in Lagos. They do it. This thing happened to me. I think 6 7 years ago. She approached me for the business, and according to her, they used to pay them 180,000 naira. But then you're going to give who took you there 20K, and then herself 20,000. That's 40K gone. I was supposed to be making 840,000 naira off the deal.
From
So what they
selling
do
your own
is,
crate of egg?
yes, not
Now,
like the
how
crate.
often do you do this, or how often do they do this?
It's quite dangerous, but then these people do it monthly.
Ha!
Poor girls. They not like poor in terms of cash, but obviously they do it for money, but poor in the sense of, I mean, I don't think they researched a lot about that. And of course, it's only when you're broke that you get to do something like that. Someone is saying it's way too cheap. Even the story I said to you, it's like that's the fixed amount in Lagos. I don't know of other states, but in Lagos that's the fixed amount. And they still do it to date, same price. Maybe they have increased though. So what they do is they give them medicines and injections that they take to stimulate their ovaries to produce more eggs. They self inject themselves so as to, instead of the one egg released monthly, they get to release over one, maybe up to 6 or 7, so that they ought to be high for them to, get it. And some greedy people, right? Some of these greedy medical practitioners who are running this business illegally, if because you're supposed to visit them
Someone
every
said it's the
week.
same in Port Harcourt.
Oh wow. You're supposed to visit the clinic, the fertility clinic every week for checkup. So if you've taken the medicines and injections that week and then you go to the hospital for checkup the next week and they discover that your ovaries have produced over 6 or 5, they give you more so as to produce more to double the number you currently have at the time. So instead of one monthly, you get to now produce up to 8 to 10. That way, you're increasing the odds for them. Then at the end of the month, and it takes 13 to 15, 18 days for you to be ready for them to, take it out. There's a medical term for it. Retrieve it, yes, for them to retrieve it. So what you do is they insert an ultrasound ultrasound guided needle. They insert it into your ovary to the mature follicle to get the eggs, yeah, to get the eggs and then go sell it. You, the lady, you get to bleed even more and you get to experience heavy and painful menstruation because instead of your body releasing one egg that month, that normally some women go through the pain of the monthly visitor, the pain gets to triple because you've stimulated your system to produce over that number. So I really don't know how these people, get to endure such pain because even the normal one that comes out monthly, I take a break off work. I cannot imagine myself. I'm going through the pain of having 7 to 8 to 10 there monthly. So sadly, that's what some people do to
Let me
survive
first of
pain.
all say the first thing that is paining me inside. So some of these girls that donate these are the people that come and yap me on my live and say that the freeze, you talk too much. Talking and donating
And
egg, talking and selling your egg so that Oyinbo people can go and use it to make scrambled egg. Which one is worse? Wait. I personally think it's poverty of ambition. I'm sorry. Anybody if you had to do it to survive for a month or two, it's okay. But I think it's poverty of ambition. May God forgive us all to do that kind of stuff. If you are looking for a child and you want to bring out your own egg to get your own child, it's different. You define Pekin. But say you want to bring them out, they sell. And these same people will be in my because if from the article you sent me, this thing is rampant.
yeah,
So if this thing is
clinics are
this
everywhere.
rampant, definitely some of my haters are selling their egg. And then they will come to my live and come and be insulting me. Ah, you baff royalty by buying.
I know some of them personally. Some, on a personal level, they run this thing. Or
Ah,
they do it.
someone
They give
said
them a
not
hundred.
necessarily. People do it for different reasons. So okay, I've got Tolu here. Tolu, tell me why. So, because legally or medically, you are not supposed to in your lifetime do it more than 6 times. And those 6 times, I'm not sure you're allowed to even do it every month.
They don't tell them. They use vulnerable girls. When I was
You mean
approached,
greedy
okay, I
girls?
mentioned the.
You mean greedy girls?
I think young. I
Vulnerable
wanted to say
and
how old
greedy.
I was.
Because listen, yeah, if you go and get a real job, you're not gonna get 140K a month as say you be woman. If you get a receptionist job where you work a 9 to 5, you'll probably get a 70K or 90K if you're lucky. So I think
Mm-hmm.
greed served day inside. Now I understand
I
if
should
you're
think so
dealing with
because
severe family problems and all that, which is still not an excuse.
no, it's not. Because at that time I was a core member. My alawi was 19,800, and my place of service I think they were paying me 20,000. So month end I think I used to make 30 some. Yeah, 39,800. That's roughly 40,000 naira. So the temptation was there, the urge to get that money. I mean, I thought of the 120,000 naira monthly, but I don't like needles. Till date, if I go to the hospital, I cry. At my old age, I cry when they want to inject me. So I now thought of me injecting myself every day, putting it in the fridge. What do I tell my uncle? I'm always putting it in his fridge. How is he not going to find out? I was like, nah, I don't want to have my kids every. What if they now fall in love tomorrow and get married?
Now
Yeah.
listen,
So I
yeah.
have done it.
Hold on. Now listen, yeah. If you father, first of all, for the man who fathered 550 children, your children are definitely going to sleep with each other. What are the odds? In that same country, your children, there is no way your son and your daughter are not going to sleep together. 550 children that don't know, say, now you be their papa, they go jam themselves and they go bench. It's Oshoju. Now, I'm going to tell you a story I heard, a personal story I heard from someone in the UK concerning this particular issue. I'm going to talk all about it, but I need our friend here to introduce herself. And she said she has also donated her eggs before. So go ahead and share your story, madam.
Hi, Daddy Freeze.
Hi.
My name is Tolu. Tolu Honey. I've done it before, but I did mine in the UK. I was uh, I was going to school. I think it was in 2012. Yeah, 2012. I did, and I did it for a different reason. Of course, in the UK, they don't offer you. It's not payment for your eggs. It's of course they take care of your travel to wherever you're coming from, your transport, your I don't know, anything you need at that time during the process, but it's not considered payment. It's reimbursement. So they reimburse you for whatever expense you incur at that time. And I did it because, for my own reason, personally, I wanted, I've always had a fear of infertility. I just thought for some reason that I might be infertile. Just some reason. Because and I think it's because I've seen infertility firsthand in my family. I've seen a lot of people go through infertility. So I always assumed, maybe I might not even be able to have children. So that coupled with my medicine positive, that coupled with the fact that I wanted them to do like a serious test for me, because I know the whole process. They would first test you, make sure you're fertile, make sure everything is okay before they retrieve those eggs, before you go through the entire process. So that's why I did it. I wanted to make sure that I was fertile, or I just wanted to. And if I wasn't, they would retrieve the eggs, and I would know that I have children somewhere. Somewhere there are children. So I did. I signed up. The whole process. They actually counsel you. You go through counseling in the UK and everything, and it give you the injections. They give you like a couple of injections that you would take yourself. The gonal elf injection. I still remember. I actually did a video on it. The gonal elf injections, tetratyde injection. Those are the injections you would inject yourself. And after my process, they were able to retrieve 12 eggs from me. And yeah, and there's a point where it actually dawns in, and you're like, okay, this is serious, is when they ask you to write a letter. Because they tell you that the donor children made from or gotten through donor eggs are not, they're not compelled to be told. Like, they don't need to tell them, but they're supposed to tell them at 16. They can tell them that they were conceived through donor eggs. And at 18, then they can give those children like contact information, your name, and they can find you. So you put in there if you want, if you your information so that child can find you, then they ask you to write a letter to that child or to children conceived by, the donation. So when you're writing that letter, then it feels like, okay, this is actually my DNA. This is a possible child somewhere that is, then you write the letter. Then, when the child turns 16, they reach out to you. So maybe somewhere, and this was before I even had kids of my own. Now I have my own kids, and I did it once. But that was the reason I did it. I did it once, and I sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe when in 16 years time, or maybe 10 years time now, some 16-year-old or some years time, somebody will come and say, oh, Tolu, you're my mom, or you're my donor mom, or something like that. I don't. That's why I did it. I don't. People do it for different reasons. In America, it's even way more. They pay them way more. In America, $7,000.
Yeah. They pay them $30 to $50 $30,000.
No, $7,000, 7,000.
$7,000. Oh,
Yes,
wow.
in America, $7,000
for one egg.
So I'm like, Yeah, no, for the process, for it could be 12 eggs. They would stimulate you, and whatever number of eggs they get, the entire process is that's like that's the kid.
But how many times did you do it? I hear you are not supposed to do the
I did it
process.
just once.
You are not supposed to do it more than 6 times because it will permanently affect your hormones and you will deal with issues in um somewhere down the line
In
in your life.
future, I did it just once. I didn't do it again because even that one, 12, thinking that 12 eggs, that's basically 12 possible children, and they told me that when it was that egg is not could go to different families. It might not go to just one family. So it could go to like two different couples. They could give them six each, or it could go be four each for four different couples. So that's potential for actually potential directly is 12 children that you could potentially have out there.
No. Okay. About the price, I actually googled how much they now pay in America for that, and as of 2023, the price range is now from 30K to 50K dollars. And about having 12 eggs and 12 kids,
50K is surrogacy. They would pay you 50K for surrogacy, which is small in my opinion because that's 1 year's work. 50K for surrogacy, but donation is 7K. Because my niece wanted to do egg donation in America.
What year?
When did I go to Oregon? That was in 25th. Is it? No, 2016, 2017.
I checked the price today.
True.
It can't be 30K for eggs. It has to be for surrogacy.
It can't be 30K for eggs. It's way too much.
Oh.
But I know that at that time I thought 7K too much. I'm like, wow, 7K for eggs because surrogacy is 50K. But surrogacy is not your egg. It's to carry the child for somebody. It's 50K.
True that. And if they retrieve about 12 eggs from you, chances are only 2 might actually survive. That's why they give you what to stimulate the ovaries to produce more, so that the odds are high for them to have maybe 3 to 5 survivors.
Now, do we have a doctor in the house, like a fertility doctor in the house, who can throw some light on this particular issue? Guys, if you're in America, don't consider it. Don't consider it. Don't mess your life up because of money. You are too greedy. You are too greedy. If you start developing complications later on in life, 7K will not. America is one of the most expensive places to be sick. I hope people know.
Sure.
America is one of the most expensive places to be sick, and your insurance will not cover everything. So if we have anyone in the UK, anyone living in the UK, I will love to, sorry, in the US, I would love to hear you out on this.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Sorry, Mom. Since you've done, I've not done it before. I was really too scared of needles and stuff. Were you giving injections to like self-inject yourself below
If
your
you're
abdomen?
watching on TikTok, I'm looking for my
They give you the gonal F injection and the cetrotide injection. The gonal F is like, if you can Google gonal F injection. That's you both of them under the on the abdomen, but that gonal F looks a bit more mechanical. So you just like, it's like kind of like the one people with diabetes take.
Follow
It's just
my
you just
top
open it. It's a very
gifters on
small. You just put it.
TikTok.
But then the
Share the
cetrotide
video,
injection,
follow
that's the
my
one you
top
take towards
gifters
the
on
end.
TikTok.
That one is like proper. It still looks like, it's still small, but that one looks like a proper injection. It's like a Botox needle. The needle they use for Botox. It's small, but it's still that one. You have to draw it. You have to put the medicine inside, draw it, and inject yourself. Still under the abdomen, but that one is a little bit more painful. It stings a little more than the gonorrhea injection.
Are you aware?
But you can do that every day.
For the gonorrhea, both of them, all of them, you do that. Both gonorrhea, you do them. You do it every day, towards like for the 14 days. The day you start your period, or the day after your period, when you start the stimulation. On that day, on the day you start your period, you go to the hospital. They'll do an internal scan. They use the the scan, not the one the outside, the one they use like that goes inside.
The ultrasound guided needle.
Yeah, ultrasound, like, needle, like, it's huge. They put that in to check for check your this.
They
check your ovaries to make sure it's healthy.
Yeah. Sorry? They insert it into the follicle to check the eggs.
No, the follicle is inside the ovary.
The ovary, that one they check it to see that your ovary is healthy first when you start your period. Then from the first day of your period, then after that you start taking the injection. They give you the injection and teach you how to take it. And when you go home, you would inject yourself with those injections every day. Funny thing they don't mention is during Madison, please pause it. That's my daughter. And funny thing they don't tell you is when you start taking those injections, I personally started experiencing symptoms of pregnancy, or symptoms of maybe malaria, because then I didn't know if I was, I'd never been pregnant. Symptoms of malaria, pregnancy. I said, being nauseous. I started spitting like I was pregnant. Yeah, wow. They never mentioned that part, but yeah, that was one of the experiences, and the whole, the eggs, that stimulation. I was, resting. I was kind of on bed rest that period. Then after the last day of the injection, that's the final day, you take the Cetrotide injection that stings a little more. Then you go to the hospital, and then they schedule you in, or schedule you in for the egg retrieval. They see how many eggs you have. They see this healthy. Then that retrieval is basically going to the theater, because it's it's an operation basically.
Now, let me ask you a question here. Are you allowed to have intercourse in that period?
No intercourse. They mentioned it. That is one thing they actually hammer on. No intercourse within this time, because you're not just going to get pregnant, you are going to get multiple babies.
Okay. Now, what if the man uses protection? Are you allowed? Or they just said no?
You can rough it, but you're not supposed to at all. They said no intercourse because the risk is high. If it can burst, anything can happen. People still get pregnant with protection. So it's better to, especially when you're that fertile, you are on medication to increase your fertility by more than 100%. So that is a no. That is not the time to even get close to someone. That's as fertile as you can be.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to mention is this puts women at risk of ovarian cancer. I hope you guys know.
A little bit of freeze. Can I not show my face, please?
Nobody comes here without showing their face. I'm so sorry. We are not.
Oh my God.
If the lady here is telling you about her personal story, then why are you showing your face?
I was enjoying the story, to be honest with you. I'm at work and.
Okay.
Okay. Hey everybody. First time I'm coming on your show.
So I'm listening.
I don't know what to say. Let me just tell you, I don't know too much about the medical aspect of it. Okay. I was staying in Atlanta, Georgia, about 15 years ago, and a lady came up to me and she was telling me, about this thing, more on a business level. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a statement that the young lady in red made that is really deep, okay? And that was what I was commenting. You understand? Some people are actually doing it as business. It's a black market business. You understand? They're retrieving eggs, they're giving medications, they're going with some clinics to utilize these girls to produce egg, okay? And the thing about it is that when they produce all this egg, not all the egg will make it to fertility. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why they're going out there, for more eggs is because they know that probably about 30 to 50% of the egg that is produced will not become a full baby. You understand? There are many things that happen before it becomes a full embryo. You understand? So that's just the way it is, when it comes to that. And at the same time, The reason why they say six, in the advanced nation is because of the health risk. There's so many things that comes with it. I don't know if the lady, sorry, I don't know your name. The lady with the, yeah, totally, yeah. You know, some of these ladies will end up having like lumps in their uterus. They might end up having all kind of side effects and not being able to have even kids. And some of them might end up with other major health issues. You understand? The major one is lumps. You understand? They start having lumps. I don't know. Is it called fibroid? I think that's what it's called. Yeah. So that's just the way it is. You understand? So I've heard this before, and the lady was talking about it. She was here visiting United States. She lives somewhere in Nigeria, so it's a business. You understand? Because why you get 12 eggs from somebody, maybe only 2 will work, because they have to fertilize with a man's sperm. You understand? Sometimes it does not work out. And you made the mention of a man that have 500 kids. It's easier for men to donate sperm than it is for women to donate egg.
Yeah, don't use the S word. Don't use the S word for men, please, because of Instagram guidelines. They are very strict.
Okay, gotcha. No problem. It's easier for men to donate.
Yes.
To donate than for women to donate. You understand? A man can donate as many. You understand? And there's still that chances of probably some of the sperm, some of the what do you call it? Excuse me. Some of the the little ones, not making it, but there's millions of them. You understand? So, but for ladies, there's a limitation. And even though they are donating those whatever, at the end of the day, it might not come out the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. For men, it's a lot easier. You just give you a cup and that's it.
That's it. Just get a cup.
The room.
Put on a movie. Bring a doctor to take off her clothes.
And you watch the magazine and that's it. Read. That is true. I wanted to add this. When I was in Maryland, right?
Yes.
There was a family that could not have kids for like almost 17 years and they wanted children. You understand? I feel like people should look towards the area of adoption. You understand? And, whatever, But they went through IVF more than at least 5 times. So imagine if somebody went through IVF 5 times. How many eggs, would have been donated? You understand what I'm saying? In that kind of, position and things like that.
No, but when you go through it 5 times, they do it to stimulate your own. If Ada, for instance, let me not use Ada. If a lady has problems.
No, it wasn't the regular IVF. It was a third party IVF. It's called something arrangement. That is what it's called. There's a name they call it. You understand? So it wasn't like, it was not like using donor eggs. Yeah, they were using donor eggs and things like that. So it's called surrogacy. Is that what it's called? So wait, for someone asked me if I did it for free. Yes, mine was free. It wasn't. I wasn't paid for it. I'm trying to see if I could get the name right. That's what it's called. This is also part of the process of IVF. If you were doing it for yourself, you would go through the same process, but they would those eggs. They would put it, now fertilize it with a man's own, and then put it, do an embryo, then put it back in. So it's the same process, but a bit longer if you're doing it for yourself to carry the child. And if you're stopping at the part where you're just donating, then somebody else is going to, then they get your eggs and, of course, do the same thing and put it in that woman that cannot produce eggs on her own and needs, donor eggs, and then put it in her. If she's carrying, and then she carries the baby and she becomes pregnant, or then they put it in the surrogate. If it's, then she's technically the surrogate for the baby, because even though she's carrying, but the baby is not hers, like DNA wise, like it's not her DNA. She's just. That's correct. And that phrase. Do you know the needle that they use? I don't know if she told you. The needle is very long, right? And sometimes they make them put the needle through the navel. What needle? For some of the medication, like when they go through what they call it, this is before the retrieval. Retrieval is when you go and they take out the egg. You understand? So for some people, they literally have to put a needle through their navel. You understand? To treat. I've never heard of the needle through the navel. The only needle you can Google about it. You can. Yeah, I don't know if it's Nigeria they use needle through the navel, but the only needle I was using was basically injection needle and gono F. Gono F is like it's not. Gono F, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, gono F is just it's very small and you won't even feel it. It's just a pinch. It's such a tiny pinch.
It's below the navel, just a little bit
below. Below like the navel, on the left side. For me, but that needle that you're talking about that is just small. You don't feel it. Somebody else would see it as a big, painful thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a Botox injection. Botox injection for Botox? Yeah, Botox, but that is still long. That thing is like almost more than 2 inches, right? Well, I'm not afraid of needles. I'm not afraid of needles. Maybe that is maybe for someone with a fear of needles, it could be scary. Yeah, but if you see the Botox injection. At the freeze, they put it on what do you call it? They put it under the navel. You understand? Yeah, on the left side or on the right. Yeah, on the left side. Yeah, it's more than 2 inches long. And not only that, the Retrieval is not a joke. It's not like you just go there, you just you buy
sleep.
You sleep. They put you under. You're asleep, but you come back. Are you not gonna feel any pain? No pain. Okay, the only thing I felt. Okay. After they put me, just like a theater, they put you under, they talk to you before you sleep. You're awake and it's done. And you're in recovery and the only thing is you feel really cold. Like I felt really cold, like feverish. And usually that happens after any surgery. I've noticed that happens after surgery. Like people feel cold and they give you heater. There's this warm heater, like really big, not the regular conventional heater. They give you this warm and they cover you and it kind of helps. It helps. It's just for a while. No cramps. You didn't feel any cramps? No cramps. Madam, you're very strong woman. And you feel warm. And funny thing is, after having a baby, when I finally, of course, got married, had kids, having a baby, after having a baby is the same thing. The same type of cold you feel after a procedure, the same type of cold you feel after having a baby. You didn't feel no pain after having a baby. You didn't feel any pain after having a baby. Pain after having a baby? No. You're very strong. Having the baby, not after having the baby. After having the baby, everything is gone.
Again, you need to understand that you did yours abroad. Nigeria is
Nigeria could be a different story, but I did mine in UK. I did mine in London. So I traveled from Scotland. I was living in Scotland at the time. I traveled from Scotland to London, and that's where they did it. And it was easy. Of course, they paid for my transport and my accommodation. They didn't even pay because I stayed with a friend. They just paid for my transport around that time. Okay, did it freeze? You might want to call somebody else. The only reason why I came on is just to say, the black market stuff that the young lady was talking about is real. And, they go out there and they get all these girls to donate. You understand? That is the only thing I came here to, to really talk about, And the lady just came to Atlanta, Georgia. She was doing some stuff and she was telling me about it. So that's just it, nothing else. I want to say thank you so much, ladies. You guys have a great day.
And you too. Thank you so much, bundles of pearls. I appreciate you. So, let's bring somebody else. It's a tough topic because we actually need people who understand these particular issues. I think I have a doctor here, so let me just bring a doctor and let me hear what he has to say. Ada, go ahead, my sis.
Okay, ma'am, let me ask this. Before the
it's just Tolu. The ma'am sounds funny.
So okay.
Yeah.
Before the process, were you having painful monthly visitor?
Oh yeah, it was painful.
Okay. After the process, did it get worse?
I don't think so. I don't really notice anything changing much. Painful periods reduced after having kids. Maybe having kids made it like the pain of labor and everything. But after having kids, the pain of period actually reduced.
Yeah, I know, because that way your pelvic
I,
gets to
yeah,
open
but
your cervix. Okay. Was the flow heavy after that? The
the
next,
what?
the
The
flow, was
flow,
it
was it
heavy?
heavier?
Not really. Not really. It was actually no, nothing. Okay, I think maybe it felt like I had two flows. There was a month. It felt like I had two flows, like like I bled twice. Oh, it was really light. Then after that, then I still bled again that month. But it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing really disruptive to my system until after about a month, everything was back to normal. And the thing is, for me, I've always been very regular. Like everything about my system, is regular. It comes when it's supposed to come. Like if I use an ovulation calculator or a period calculator, it's on point on the exact day I'm supposed to ovulate or see my period. That's the day I see it. So I'm very regular. So everything about my process was just by the book. It was textbook case.
Okay, someone
Okay.
said, Daddy Freeze, you should have told me this was a ladies only session. It's only ladies that send me requests. Have you sent me a request? I'm actually looking for a doctor, male or female. I'm looking for someone who understands these things. So instead of you sitting down there and complaining in the comment section, send a request if you know what you're talking about. Okay? So I sent. There was some guy who actually sent a request. His name's a he's a doctor from his profile picture. Um, but his and I'm not gonna bring a man to talk on this matter. If you just want to give a comment, you can see the ladies we brought all had personal experiences, and that was lured into it. Tolu actually
Ah,
donated it,
lured. I was almost.
almost
I
lured
did
into it. So
not.
you cannot just come and you want to comment on it. Just means you just want to show your face on my life, and I ain't got time for that. I need people who have experience because it took me a while to even convince Ada to come on this live because she was like, no, I don't want to talk. I'm like, you are saving people's lives. Let people know what's happening out there. You understand? So please, if you
But
have experience,
I've
if you've
never
ever
been shy.
donated before,
I've always been vocal about it. Like I even told my family when I did it. I wasn't. I'm not. I've never been like shy about it or it's something like it's someone I'm like when I talk about to people that are going through infertility issue and they tell me about they're doing IVF. I'm like, oh, this injection, are you taking this? And they're like, how do you know? I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of know this stuff. I've done something like that, and it's something I'm very vocal about. I've never been my husband at the time. I remember that was when around the time I started dating my husband, and he was against it. He was like, "Why don't you wait till we have our children before you do?" I'm like, I don't even know if this relationship is gonna work. Before I want to do this for me. It's not for you. I want to do it because of me, not because of you. It's like, oh, okay.
I also
But then I
heard
had, you know,
I also heard that if they see traces of nicotine in your blood, you're not going to be allowed to. Meaning, if you're a regular
that's
shisha
possible.
smoker, if you're a regular cigarette smoker, or any kind of smoke, once it's there in your system enough to be detected, then you're not going to be allowed to donate because of the risk
Absolutely,
of fetal abnormalities. So they also need
absolutely.
good,
That is
healthy people. We also
Yeah,
need good,
healthy
healthy
people,
people.
people that are just, textbook case healthy. No nicotine. I don't smoke. Never have. I don't do the occasional marijuana. I don't do. I don't even drinks. I hardly drink. I drink maybe once or twice in a year. The occasional social drinker, not much of a drinker or anything. So everything was clean bill of health. And I knew they were going to be third. They did a third job, checked everything. And okay, then the doctor called me after my donation, or is it after? Yeah, it was after, and told me, "Are you aware of your?" Because I'm AS, and she's like, And AS, when they hear AS in just developed countries, they're like, their ears begin to stand. And they're like, do you know you have this, you have the sickle trait, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes, I know, and I know everything. Like, okay, now, basically, when you're getting married, when you choose to have a partner, when you choose to have kids, you need that's something to watch out for because your children could be. And I'm like, okay, so what could I do? And she said, now there's technology to check when you're pregnant that if the child is a has sickle cell or something, so they can terminate end the pregnancy before it goes further. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. And that was the only advice they had for me, like after the thing. And like, oh yeah, you're healthy. Am I healthy? Can I have kids in the future? They're like, yeah, you're healthy. And they're like, oh yeah, what? They're like, just have kids. We recommend you have kids before you're 30. I'm like, okay, 30, 31. That's a good, before you have kids before then. I'm like, fine. I did have kids before then.
Again, so Louis is coming from an advanced country here. In Nigeria, some of these quack people, because it's an illegal clinic that they operate, yes. They do all of this for that amount. Some, just because they're in a hurry, they have some days 20 to 30 girls to attend to. They get to damage their bladder. Hey. That's something some of these people. Oh yeah, because when they insert that ultrasound guided needle, they are just like inserting it, just like they are carrying out, an abortion. It's almost the same process. So they're not careful. They get to
poverty
is an
poverty is
so basically it's done by quacks. That's
not
what I'm
necessarily. It's just done by people who are in a hurry and they have paid you.
Even normal D&C, they are mostly done by quacks because it's illegal in Nigeria. You cannot walk into a hospital and say, oh, I want to get my baby out. So you have to either take pills, injections, or go to the quack, or a certain doctor who opens it in his house, or some building behind where he stays. Or a lot is happening here.
Wow. I think, how old was I when I did it? I was 20, 2012. I was 22. So, and you have to be young. Your age. You have to be young.
So it's not even a career you can carry on into adulthood.
Sorry?
I said, so it's not even a career you can carry on into adulthood.
No.
But if they go for 18 to 22, that age, you're fertile enough, and they can manipulate your brain. Because an 18-year-old telling her she'll be earning 140K monthly, she'll gladly jump on it.
Monthly? So it's every month you're doing it?
Sadly, for the money.
That's plenty. Every month, okay.
It's a lifetime experience, not a monthly, not a career.
She's saying that the girls in Nigeria, you see, our system creates poverty and funds greed. It's a Nigerian system problem. I'm telling you.
I can't imagine doing that every month. Every month.
How do you even sustain a marriage? That means every month you can't sleep with your husband because you are looking for money.
Mm-hmm.
Then you enter this. Then you see. Let me tell you, when some women come out and say their husband has a side chick, there was a time in my life when I used to feel sorry for them. Until I started investing, I started calling some of the husbands. Come, what happened? If you hear some stories, there was one guy who told me his story. He said his wife wanted to do BBL. And because the process, he didn't want it, he couldn't care about it, he wasn't bothered. There were periods when for 6 months he could not touch her. So he was like, you are going to do this BBL that is costing me money. And I don't have any need for, I like natural bodies. And then I can't touch you for 6 months. Baba saying, go get side chick straight, saying no bother himself. And before he went to get a side chick, because they were living in the US, he sold their home, telling her he wanted to buy a new home. He bought the house, so he sold it, took the cash money, do you understand, and went to buy a house in Nigeria. And then paid deposit, paid rent, or started mortgaging another house, believing that any day where they reach, because he knew that they are married, he would just relocate to Nigeria and leave her there with the house. He wants to continue paying it, she continue paying it, saying he will live there abroad for them permanently. I sat down with him and I thought about it. I said, I swear to God, if my wife did the same thing, I would have the same reaction. Forget say I be pastor. BBL where I no send you. You understand? It's a different thing if you did the BBL before I met you. But I go come they do BBL with money, then I cannot touch you. Then he said that after the BBL self, when he started touching her again, that there were styles they could not do and he could not be rough. He was like, Baba, I'm the one short change in this whole scenario. What kind of nonsense is this? He was so pissed. He was pained. He said he just went to look for a natural girl that was young and started dating her and told her that, Baba, this is the reason why I have issues with my wife. I love my wife, it's not that, but I don't see a future for me and somebody who considers her body more important than my needs. So I want you guys to comment on that particular issue. What are your thoughts?
BBL, it depends on every case is different. It depends on who wants to
No,
BBL.
as in even this as a career, those who donate monthly, it's going to affect your relationship. Whether you are married or dating.
Monthly, you can't,
I can't be dating you and you are telling me I cannot touch you for 2 months because you want to go and sell egg.
That's why it's not even reasonable. It doesn't even make sense that anybody would think of doing it monthly. Like, this is not something you can do. I don't see how you could do it monthly, because if you have especially if you have a relationship or you're in relationship age, because the only time you can because the whole month from the period time. First of all, you can't be having sex when you're on your period. Some people do it, I hear, but I don't see it's as sanitary to be having sex when you're on. Mm-hmm. But imagine when you're on your period.
Use the S word. Use the S word. Let's be careful. Let's just say when you're having intercourse during your period. Be very please.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So some people do it in that time, but it's weird. And from that time to the end of it, you're already in the process. Then, so there's really no time in that month that you can do anything to anybody. So how can you can't be married and be donated?
I know a guy. Let me tell you a story. I know a guy who left his wife because she wanted to donate for her own sister. Baba say lie. Say, if your sister needs money, we can donate money. You ain't giving any of your eggs. The girl say, Lila is my sister. The guy say, no problem. It's a deal breaker for me. And the guy filed for divorce.
What made it a deal breaker for him?
He said he doesn't want, first of all, he doesn't want anything to tamper with his wife's hormones, because whether you like it or not, it can be an issue. It can tamper. And he's going to deal with it later on in life. You see, I love you, you love your sister. I like your sister, I don't love your sister. We need to start explaining relationships. I'm in a relationship with Ada. I love Ada. I like and respect her mother. The love I have for Ada, I don't have it for her mother. Ada has it for her own mother, but I don't have it. Ada will give a kidney for her mother. I will not give a kidney for Ada's mother. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I won't even give a kidney for my own mom, but some of y'all think it's cute. You understand? So if I'm married to you and you're putting yourself at a risk, a potential, and you see, once I marry you, if I go and sleep outside, it is a risk for both of us, no longer my risk. Our like you said, your boyfriend then had a problem. He was just a boyfriend. He was not your husband. Try and tell your husband you want to go and donate egg now and see what his reaction will be. Now, if you live abroad, men abroad cannot tell women what to do because women will see it as controlling. A Niger man will tell you straight, say, you don't meant, you they mad. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so we also
But
need,
now he would be more no.
Most
He
people,
wouldn't like it. Not now.
most young girls that go out to donate eggs, most of them are not in relationships.
you can't
That's
be in a
another thing.
relationship unless you are in a relationship with a pauper like you. The two of you are paupers, and the two of you are looking for easy ways out. And that guy will be cheating on her if you are giving out your egg every month. So maybe for 6 months straight, me and you no go fit knack. But about me and you go they share that donor money. We go they share because half
And
of
a
that month,
potential side
half of that
effect
month is that you are
is
fertile or you are menstruating. What kind of nonsense life be that?
But like, why are you sounding like you don't know Nigerians? How many laws do we
potential side effect is hyper ovulation. That means
Fibroids,
down the
ovarian
line
cancer.
you could end up with multiple babies
Yes,
because
now.
of what I wanted that side effect, but it didn't happen. That's one side effect I wanted because when I wanted to get pregnant, when I started trying for pregnancy, I wanted just to get pregnant once because nobody wants to do it twice. I personally didn't want to do it twice, so I wanted twins. Maybe the first time I would have twins. It didn't work, so I had, but I didn't get the side effect of hyper. Maybe down the line, but I'm done having kids. So.
All right. Thank you, ladies. I'm gonna remove you, Tolu. Ada, just stay with me because we started this together. Thank you so much, Tolu, for sharing your experience.
No problem.
And
Thank
God
you.
bless. I want to see if I can bring one more person and then we call it a night. Okay, just one more person, and hopefully this time a doctor,
Yes.
so we can hear from them. Thank you so much once again to Tolu. Big shout out to you. Thank you for sharing your story. It was really, really very nice. So I've sent a request to the doctor or a donor. If you are a donor, Remy, I say Remy, Tolu was a donor. If you are a donor, where is Dr. Remy? Who is Dr. Remy? What's the person's name?
So that's why people go about seeing people that they look alike. They're like, oh, this person looks like me. Start asking questions. So.
Then also, I know it is your body, but if we are in a relationship, it becomes our body.
Dating or married?
Either way, a serious committed relationship. So, okay, the doctor is here. I've been sending you. Okay, no, that's not the doctor. I've been sending requests to the doctor. I'm gonna try one more time to see if we can we can get this. So the moment you do BBL, I start seeing you as a robot or a machine. To be honest, I don't think I can personally be in a relationship, a long-term relationship with someone who did a BBL. Personally, I'm sorry.
Really?
I can't. Because
Oh, it's nice.
let me tell you two reasons why. One, I don't like artificial stuff. Go and work it in a gym. I can manage a tummy tuck. But anything that they are moving fat,
I'm gonna do that one.
anything like they are moving fat, they are putting zero for me. Zero.
Have you ever gone down with somebody that did it?
Never. Never. By the time it started becoming popular, I don't turn pastor.
Oh.
So
I mean,
I don't like
male
ladies who are
friends.
flat. Do you understand? I don't like ladies who are flat. I don't.
Ah, for us.
Do you understand? I don't like ladies who are flat. But if you must have, let it be real. If you,
But guys that have gone down with them, they said it seemed real.
I don't
I mean,
care about
I've
what it
asked a bit
seems.
about
I
you
don't
guys.
like the look of it. It looks disjointed.
But they said
Unless
when it
unless you
melts,
do it very mildly and you do it very well. You understand?
whose own do you currently admire?
I don't admire anybody that did BBL. Zero. As in never. I have friends who have done it and I respect them, and I engage in conversations with them, and I feel it's a good thing. Now, if you are flat, as in you were born flat and you went to do it, it's pardonable. But that you had a little and then you wanted to make it big, I have a problem. I think personally, this is me, but I may be wrong. Don't use my yardstick for anything. I think I I like women who are comfortable in their own skin. For me, it's it's a turn on. Now let me say this here. If BBL was something one person was doing out of 1 million people, then maybe I might have found it attractive. But the fact that they all are doing it now, it now becomes like eyelashes. Have I told you I don't like fake eyelashes? Have I ever told you this? I dislike fake eyelashes. I don't think my wife has ever worn fake eyelashes before. Maybe once or twice. As in, the look I will give you if you wear it near my kids. Yeah. You see, I'm not my kids' husband. So I allow them to do these things. They want to wear fake eyelashes as long as they don't get any sickness. I try to once in a while chip it in that I find them disgusting. I'm telling you, for me, fake eyelashes are a no. You can't wear it near me. You can't be my woman and have fake eyelashes. It go cost me and you fight. What is
What
it?
about contact lens?
Contact lens if you have eye problem.
I really love contact
If
lenses.
you have eye problem, wear contact lens. If you don't, do you know how stressful that thing is? It will scratch inside your eye. You must not
It's
sleep with it.
not. You just have to do this and then put it here and just insert it and blink. That's all.
Baba, let me tell you. Ask people where they wear them. If they scratch eye, forget
I
anything.
do.
Maybe you are lucky.
Look at one here. I have it.
I don't. If you have eye problem and you are wearing contact lens, but you are wearing contact lens for fashion, for me it's a zero. Sorry.
It's fashionable.
Eh?
It's fashionable.
I will
Let's
not
say
toast.
yesterday
Listen,
I
let me tell you
toast.
something here. I will not go and meet a girl because she has contact lenses. Is or fake eyelashes. I like curvy women. If I see a curvy woman, I can look at this one. Oh, she's curvy. I'm not gonna say, oh, she has false eyelashes. Oh, I don't care about those things. Do you understand? Um, and I like it when I like women who are confident. I don't know, Sha. Maybe I'm wrong. Everybody is entitled to their own, and I respect women who do it. I
Let
respect you. If you want to do it, it's up to you. But you can't be my
BBL
wife and do it.
is
We go they fight. We go they fight. We go get issue. If you are my wife and you want to be wearing fake eyelashes, we go fight. It go they cause issues. That one off here and there, say you get one important occasion and you just have to wear it. Someone said contact lens have risk. Don't mind that. I don't know anything. Plenty.
They do, but you have to be careful. You have to have the liquid to keep it fresh, and then you have to
I don't
prevent
mind
skin.
nails. I don't mind nails. My problem with the nails is it takes so long to put on. Then when you want to put it off, it's now another set of stress. I don't mind. Nails look beautiful. It's like braids. Why I don't like braids is it takes forever to wear and forever to remove. So as my wife, I don't see why you should be wasting 8 hours or 9 hours of our possible time putting on hair and removing hair. And I don't like the way it looks. I'm not a braid person. I don't really like. So if it's something I really like the look, If I really like the look, but then I have to deal with the long time it takes. There was one my daughter put on. She spent 13 hours wearing the braids. And it was during COVID, so they could not even do it inside the house. So they had to go and do it under the street light. I told them, hey, carry this outside the house. They were not doing it inside the house. So they were under street light in the estate doing hair. At a point at 2 a.m., I was doing my live. I said, where is this child? They said she's still doing hair. I went there. I was like, what? You understand? Anyway, I trust my wife. She's too busy to sit down for 13 hours to do hair when it's not that they are paying her for the hair. Do you understand? It looked good at the end of the day. It really fit the child, but to me, was the trouble was not worth the good looks.
Okay. Back to our BBL.
Back to our BBL.
I felt one, and it was real.
Baba, I don't care about I can tell if it's real. One thing I'll tell you for is I can personally tell if it is real. I have friends who have done BBL.
Have you touched it
let
before?
me tell you something, yeah. Here's the thing, yeah. If I meet a woman and you and I are vibing, and then you later tell me you did a BBL, and I like you already, then I can date you. But if I saw you first and saw that you did BBL, I would already break that. I would not mentally, I will put a fence between you and I, because I believe, no, I can't date this person. So there will always be that. But if, for instance, I met you at that and I liked you and we vibed and we got along, and then 3-4 months down the line, you now told me that, Baba, I did BBL. It might put me off a bit, but then I can still work with you. Do you understand? But that me and you are in a relationship, you want to now go and do the BBL or more.
What if I now do one? What if I do one now?
What are you doing it for? You're a beautiful girl with a nice figure.
I know. I'm not doing it on my face.
Anything you want to do, go and get taller if you really must do surgery. Because that's one department you are lacking in. You are not lacking in face. You are not lacking in skin complexion. You are not lacking in curves. So why are you going to enhance what you are not lacking when the real thing that you are lacking is height? One day, go and do bone draft. Get taller. If you really want to do any surgery to enhance you, go and get taller.
I'm not doing any.
Picking way fine. You get everything in proportion. You now want to go and turn to ant. I beg.
I would definitely do tummy talk after childbirth.
It's not even advisable you do tummy talk after childbirth.
I want to wait for a while. Wearing my bikinis.
And then that tummy talk too is not easy. How many tummies do you want to talk? That's how one social media former radio presenter, her belly button is here, her navel is here. They don't raise the navel, sometimes the navel they here. Please,
I was photo edit.
Please. So that's it. Ada, and I say this to every woman I know, you are beautiful. Going to enhance your body sometimes might be a sign of you not having confidence. I'm sorry, you'll think about it however you want to.
I said after childbirth.
Still, right now, unless you have a husband that is cheating on you. All right, bundles of joy, final take.
Daddy Freeze, what is your problem with girls that are doing BBL?
I don't have any problem with them, but me
because
personally,
you have to understand that you're talking about BBL, right?
Personally, me, everybody get preference. There are some girls that will tell you they don't like fair men. Have you not heard before?
Okay. Let me tell you something about BBL. I know there are different types of butt implants, right? Let me not use that word like you said. I talk nasty. Sorry. But the ones that those girls are doing now is fat transplant. It's technically liposuction. They suck fat from their stomach.
Yeah, that one is okay. No. The fat one is okay. It is the Sorry, I meant to say the implant.
Implant. Okay, yeah.
Even though the fat one, I still would not want it. I want you to be as natural as possible. But if that one you're doing would enhance you, there was one girl I had a conversation with. Eh? I just said
Okay.
BBL is bad, is this, is that, is it. Now the girl said, Daddy Freeze, let me send you my body before and after. This girl sent me pictures before and after she, as in completely unclad. I looked at the before, I looked at the after. I said, you needed to do this thing. I swear. If I look inside my WhatsApp, I
Don't
will
say.
find
I
this.
don't want to see.
As in, the girl's figure was horrible.
Okay.
That's me saying I don't
Freeze.
like BBL. As I saw this figure, I was like, God damn, nah, you need
Daddy
this.
Freeze, there's
Then
something
guess
that's
what?
very
They now
important.
trimmed her and made her look like it. I swear, with that first body, she will have struggled in life because she was lopsided. So when you have a condition and you fix the condition, I'm up for it. But when you are just greedy, typical Nigerian, you get small ikebe, you won't come grow the one we go they block, we go cause eclipse of the sun. That one, I know they inside with you. Say what you wanted to say.
Okay. Daddy Freeze, I'm going to just speak on the basic aspect of this, what they call a BBL thing, because I'm not a licensed professional. I also not live in the United States, so there's a limitation to things that you can say. This is what I want to say. The BBL that most of the girls are doing today that they advertise, and I believe is, we're talking about Brazilian butt lift, you understand, where they do liposuction or do fat transplants, you understand. Yes, every surgery has got a side effect to it. You understand? Sometimes you might get an infection if you didn't go to the right people. Sometimes your body might reject some of the things that are being done to you, right? But, some of these girls, when they do the BBL, right, what forms that shape that everybody's complaining about is actually the waist trainer. Because they start sleeping with waist trainer and it kind of forms their body to kind of like become square. Or when they go to a doctor that didn't do it proportionately, you understand, or they put too much, more than what they need, you understand? Sometimes it starts sagging and things like that. And sometimes one can be bigger than the other because why? How fat works. Fat is going to work with your body, and chances are one might be bigger than the other. I've seen girls that one backyard side is bigger than the other backyard, you understand?
There are plenty.
So they
There's
have
some
to
will be like SpongeBob. Come, let me ask you. Did you do? I'm on your page
Daddy,
now.
please come
I'm
down.
suspecting
Daddy,
you. I think you did. You did BBL, Abby.
No, I did not do BBL. I'm not sure. Okay. Daddy, first come down. There's also long-term effects. Do you know that there was a lady that I know that did BBL and her stomach is saggy today? Do you know why?
Why?
The area where they remove the fat cells from, right? Some of those fat cells don't grow back. So it forms kind of like a hole. So when you put your hand through the skin, you can see the sagginess and your hand can literally go into the
And
rib
that say
cage.
you dey hear. Say you dey hear. Pikin we
So they
fine,
have
we
to go.
nothing do.
They have to go cut the skin. They have to go cut the skin. But the silicone one that you're talking about, right? It has its risk too. But there's something that an average person don't know when they're doing silicone. Either you're doing silicone breast or you're doing silicone backyard. Okay, front and back. There's an expiration time to it. Sometimes it's 5 years. They have to go remove the silicone. Sometimes it's 10 years. They have to go remove the silicone. I saw a girl here in Houston, Texas. She had to go remove the silicone from her body. And the second time that she went, she had an infection.
She una dey hear. You will
So
nothing
it was
do.
really bad.
You will nothing
Daddy,
do.
I don't say I want to add. I said after childbirth, I just want to do tummy talk. That's all.
Everything has its risk. You have to know the risk.
Tummy
You
talk
understand?
call.
Now, as I'm talking to you, this girl, she does not have the sack on the head. She has one, and she does not have one on the other side.
She doesn't have what?
She does not have nipples.
Oh wow. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
On that
Because the
bombshell,
second
I
time
think
she
this is a
went,
good place for us to say goodbye and good night.
the first
Thank
time
you.
was good. The second time she had the body rejected it, so she had
Okay.
an infection.
All right.
And there's another thing that people don't know. 5 years, you might not be as rich as you were, earlier. 10 years from now, you might not be as rich as you were before. So chances are you might go back to them 10 years from now for them to remove the silicone implant and you don't have that kind of money again. Then what do? They take it because why? It is already expired.
All right, here's where me I draw the line. Everybody, lovely hanging out
And
with
it's
you.
the
I love you
G.
guys loads. Those of you who did BBL, I love and respect you. I wanted to tell a story about a man and a woman. And this is a very pathetic story, and you all need to be careful when you are donating egg and man's own. You guys need to be very careful. So there was this story I heard about. The guy and his wife were having financial challenges. So, he was in the UK, so he went to donate his own. He did it for like 6 months. Normal man, it's easier for a man actually. It doesn't really affect your life. Maybe a week before you are supposed to just be on some vitamins and some things, and then you just go, they put a movie for you, and you put it in a cup. It's as simple as that. So, um, that was what they were going through. So eventually they picked up, they had their own kids, and they moved on with their lives. Now, there was also another couple who now had they had 3 kids. You understand? And after the third kid, the wife got pregnant again, and then there was now an issue in the hospital. There was some matron that was being evil. She was giving people different children. Like, she'll carry your children, give this. It was just the matron that was being evil. You understand? Some women do it. They just want, maybe because she didn't have kids. Now so they switch children. So 6 months down the line, the story came out. It was in one of these European countries. The story came out that in that particular hospital, that if you had a child there within this period, go and check, because the matron, they switch babies. So it's like, imagine me and Ada being married. We now carry our child there. Me, I do DNA test. Now me first do DNA test. As I say, the pikin no be my own. Now I begin the fight. Ada say, Ada, where you carry pikin from? Where you carry belle come from? Oh, this no be my belle. Now Ada to go do. Ada to come realize, say, she too does not have her, as in the child did not match her DNA either. So
Wow,
husband
that's
and
good.
wife now have a child whose DNA doesn't match their own, obviously not their children. But then guess what? The doctors looked at both parents' DNA and realized that they were siblings. You know,
Wow, that's terrible.
you can tell if you look at the DNA of 2 people, you can tell if they are related.
Yes.
They were half siblings. So
That's crazy.
what now happened was the doctors told them that, come, you people are related, you are brother and sister, or half brother and sister, from this DNA that we are looking. Ha!
This is
Hey,
scary.
Omo, now they
Daddy
go.
Freeze, this is scary because this thing that you're talking like this, especially with all this ancestral.com where you can
This
do a
one is not
family
even
tracing.
ancestral.com. This is her father. Guess what? The
Child.
girl's father, apparently, now the girl's parents could not have a child. So they didn't tell the children that they could not have a child. So this one's parents donated the male cell. Her own parents could not have a child. So they just went, and went to use a donor and then covered it up, because it was the father that was infertile. So when the girl now went to him and said, come, what's going on? The DNA shows I'm married to my brother. What are you, is there something you people are not telling me? Then the father now said, okay, here's what the real story is. Me and your mother could not conceive, so, and it was my fault. So your mother went to get a donor. Meanwhile, that donor donated over a period of 6 months.
Wow.
And he also now gave birth to a child. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Yes,
the
that's
child
very
he gave birth to and the donor that he gave to that woman are half siblings genetically. Guess what? They already have 3 children. They were on their 4th child when they found out. If now you realize, say, you and your brother don't marry for 3, you don't born 3 children, you won't come enter your 4th child, what will you do? Maybe topic for the weekend.
There's something that I've never heard before.
What if you and your husband are actually related? Have you ever thought of this before?
I've been in something that might be like close to, you know what I'm saying? Because all this polygamous family now.
Anyway, guys, good night. Lovely hanging out with you. I just said I should drop that story.
All this polygamous family, now they talk like this. So, the next thing you want to date your cousin. I mean, say you want to date your extended family. You go find out saying that one of your